Okay, Monday morning in the kingdom, and guess what? It's snowing. They forecasted it last night, but it never started till about 8 o'clock this morning. Yes, the weatherman's always wrong. All right, so this morning we woke up to -3, but feels like -6. And then on the yo-yo scale, +28 Fahrenheit, but feels like +22. Oh, that's such warm temperatures in Celsius. All right, Amazon has my 8th book of my Winter Road series on for being free. Thor to the rescue. That tells about 2019 having fun with Thor the plow truck, which is over there. I'll scroll that way in a minute. Okay, the book is free from October 21st to the 25th. 5 days on Amazon, 4 days on Sesame Street. Yes, and I was too tired and sore last night to work on the book. Yes, the 41st book. Oh, saying that sober. Yes, so I relaxed last night and watched movies with boobies. Yes, at my age, anything to make my life happy. Or, how would you say, livable. Yes. All right, yesterday we had a good day. The staff got the wagons empty. Yes, the little trailers. And we'll scroll this way to show there's no sun whatsoever. And there's Thor the plow truck that did the rescuing. Yes, did the rescuing. We plowed and plowed snow and lots of snow. And then over here, we have no wood smoke coming out of the hoe shack because we're going to take a gas tank apart. Yes, a gas tank. So you can't have a fire in where there's how would you say, gas fumes? Yes, I grew up with my parents burning a gas station because somebody was draining a gas tank in a car, and then there was a spark or a phone or static electricity foo-foo thing, and, well, that was it for the gas station. Yes, I remember it well as a child, yes. And then over here, we have some wood smoke coming out for the sweetest kid. Oh, these lips. All right, so there we go, because we're going to have to clean up the shop today. We planned this today to work hard, get everything ready before the snows come, and we did. There's no pallets on the ground. The yard is organized. We have the projects in where they're supposed to be. So now we can organize the shop because we made a mess in there. And there's one full rotation. We're right back where we started, and I'm still confused. Oh, the joys of trying to go through life sober. I don't know how people could do that. Oh, well, I better go. Here comes the boss.
Monday morning in Whoville, it's just after 8 a.m. and as you can see, it is snowing. It's going to be a snow day, so I'll be able to cut up some of that firewood that's in the basement and get it ready to burn. Look at that. It's been snowing on and off most of the night. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, make breakfast, and at 10 a.m. I'll head over to the kingdom. Almost 10 a.m. and I'm just getting ready to head to the kingdom. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's -2 degrees Celsius, which is 28 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. As you can see, it is still snowing, so it will be a snow day. Now let's get the quad out and head over to the kingdom so I can get the saw. Just after 10 a.m. and I made it to the kingdom. I already picked up the saw and my dad has some laundry, but now I have to go back into Whoville and grab a couple things from the store. Then this afternoon I can start cutting firewood. Just after 10:30 and I made it back from shopping for 3 loaves of bread and everything in the box here is $54, but I treated ourselves to some frozen hens. Look at those. They're about the size of my hand, but they have a lot of meat on them, so it should be good. Might have these for Sunday night supper. Now let's head downstairs and get a fire going, and then I'll start getting ready to cut this afternoon.
Okay, it's 11 o'clock and I finally made it out to the shop. Yes, 11 o'clock. Yes, I was a social butterfly answering emails, comments, and everything like that, plus loading up some other videos on that Patreon channel. I'm learning it. All right, so it's snowing nicely out there, but we planned this. So the quad is in the hoe shack over there. So the staff brought the battery back fully charged, and we're going to work on that this afternoon. Because once we start, we want to get it done and drive it out and have fun in the snow. So in the shop here, we're burning some nice smelling wood. Yes, it has a nice smell to it. Yes, that white rotten wood burns nicely when mixed with oak pallets or whatever they are, that hardwood pallets. So it burns a nice, make it slow burn. Oh, can we hear the wood stove there? Oh, yes. Okay, everybody knows what I'm going to say next. Yes, I got to clean off the workbench. We had a good productive weekend, so Monday's our slow day. That's where how would you say, clean up the mess from the weekend. But Sunday was a good day. The staff got our stuff hauled, and we got that whole shack organized. So let's clean off the workbench to take us through till lunchtime, plus wander around a bit to impress the boss.
11:30 and I'm down in the basement getting ready for this afternoon to start cutting firewood. I have my table all set up here, even the little marks on the table to show how long I have to cut all my firewood. Too long and they won't fit in the stove. I have a bunch of firewood to cut, and whatever doesn't fit down in my bin will go in the room next to me with the rest of my firewood. 12 p.m. and I just came up from the basement, and as you can see it is still snowing, so let's head inside, let the dogs out, and make lunch. I'm gonna have my leftovers from last night. I've started cutting wood already, so once I'm done lunch I'll head back down and continue cutting. Then at 2 p.m. I'll go to the kingdom with mail and see what my dad's up to. 1 p.m. and I'm just finishing up lunch. Leftovers were delicious as always. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's negative 1 degree Celsius, which is 30 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. As you can see, it's still snowing. A lot has actually come down. You can see the tracks there. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in, and head down to the basement and cut some firewood.
Okay, after lunch in the kingdom, we're in the hoe shack. Yes, the hoe shack has windows. They are the windows that were in the house at one time, but we upgraded to the triple pane argon-filled windows to make it warmer. Yes, so here we are. The staff had returned the battery fully charged this morning, so we know what's going on. So now we can do a current test on this thing here before we take it all apart to make sure there's power to the fuel pump. You got to check things over. Yes, we are YouTube mechanics. Okay, this is a 2015 Polaris 570 Sportsman. All right, we bought these in 2015, brand spanking new, and then in 2017 the Money Tree Blossom, and we bought two of them, 217s models, exactly the same, but they had electric steering and electric motor brake. They were absolute junk. We had them for 3 years. Mine sat in the shed. I had 23 hours on it, and Zena's one, the staff, I mean, hers was total junk. It spent more time at the dealership and always broken. So what we found on hers was the injector down in here was dumping fuel in. So we can't figure this out. I did a test with the fuel pump in here. Take it off, cycle it, fuel comes out. When the fuel pump went on the one that the staff is driving now, we couldn't get fuel out here, so it was officially dead. So we got a problem with it over full. I pulled the dipstick. Yes, you have to have the pliers and everything. Pulled this dipstick, it's over full. So the only way we can figure out is this fuel is going through the injector. So I'll walk over to the storage trailer to see if we have an extra injector, because I know we bought new injectors and stuff like that. So if one quad acted up, we bought parts for the second quad because it'll act up too. And that could explain why it wasn't running too good, and it would shut itself off because there's sensors and everything like that in the motor. So I've done my cycle through with the fuel. There is pumping fuel and there is pressure to it because I made it kind of a mess. But that's why we don't have the wood stove going today. And then here's the little wee spark plugs. These are original, I think. I can go check in the storage shed if there's new ones or used ones, or we might have changed it out. I have a file folder in the house, but it's not very good when you're out in the shop. And the spark plug is way down in there with this little boot thing right here. So it kind of reminds you of a 97 Ford F-150 with the spark plugs you can't see or find. All right, let's make a trip to the storage shed, see what we got for parts. Okay, walked over to the shed, and we don't have that extra injector for this motor because it was for the 217 when we sold them or got rid of them. I gave the fella everything. All right, so we changed the oil. We have to boost it because it's hard to crank over, and then it hydraulicked on me. Yes, I was cranking it over, and it hydraulicked. Yes, so that means that the engine cylinder filled up with fuel. So then I took the spark plug over. It'll crank over pretty good, and then I took this off, which is the fuel, goes to the fuel injector down there. You can't even hold your finger on that. So this pump is definitely pushing it out. You can hear it. It sounds louder than when you're, how would you say, getting the quad ready to go. But also too, we don't have the side panels on or anything like that. So I think we'll change out the pump. And then if it's still over pressurizing or getting fuel into the over fueling it, it'll be that injector down there. Hopefully not, because we don't have another one. All right, let's quickly change the fuel pump. Okay, when we did the first quad back in 2022, I think it was, we, how would you say, we watched a YouTube video. The young fella down in the southern states there had his Polaris, and he showed us how to do it real quick with the little zip cuts and everything like that, and changing the water or the fuel pump. But he never replied to any of his comments. So as I say, I'm a YouTube mechanic, as I learned, because better people do it. Also too, this pump here, this is what it looks like. It looks like a car. But the ones we bought back then, we had to change the motor down in here. So here's the motor. So we had to do some soldering and everything like that. So then when we bought the second one, I made sure to go for the complete kit right here. So this is how you take it out. It does come out. And how would you say, put it back? We'll save it for parts because it may be over pressurizing or something. But there's always some little nicky knack on there. And same with these. And same with the new one from 2022. There's always something we can use. Also too, as I was pulling it out, I got thinking, oh geez, I forgot the pail. All right. So my pails are kept like this, and we take welding rods, the old welding rods from the mine, bend a hook in them. That way they don't get that suction tight. And if they do get them suction tight, stick the air nozzle in between, and the air will blow them apart. But be careful, you can't blow them across the shop. Oh yes, I have small shops too. All right, so now this can go back in, and this kit actually included a new top thing, because trying to get the other top off, you kind of have to whack it a couple of times so you can damage it. But I was very careful. But also too, we don't use these quads for 4x4ing or anything like that. When we're in the drilling and exploration and playing with drill core, we did that. Now these things are meta chairs. Yes, they're meta chairs. So when these quads quit, we're going to buy meta chairs so we can putt around, because that's all we do. The staff goes from her house to the store and back to here. So that's it. She can drive a meta chair and she'll look cool. Yes. And we'll plug it in too. All right, let's get this pump in and then we can have some victory drinks. Okay, coffee time in the kingdom, and it did start. It ran rough because it was like flooded out. All right, so we'll have to take it out and work it and get it happy again. So okay, so we changed everything, and I'll start it here to show you what a Lucas starter is. So the battery's up here now. It used to be down there. These batteries don't last, they're crap. And same as the winch controls used to be down there. Now everything is up in here. All right. So for us to take this fancy plastic off, it's easier to cut it. All right. And you notice there's no key. A key only keeps out an honest thief. Yes, pointless. So what we do is run the master switch right here and run it straight through. It's wired direct. So and when you go to crank it over, you'll know why. So this is a common problem with the Polarises. So you turn it on. Turn this. Okay. It'll go through its motions. Hit the button. There we go. Okay, because this is a Lucas starter. It's down in here. I've replaced them about 3 times on the quads when we first got them, because they would crank over really slow and then all of a sudden they would speed up. And then once I found out that Lucas is the Prince of Darkness and they're using the Lucas name, and the starter's made in India. So we were trying to upgrade, and then we figured out that's the way these things are, just running the way they are till it breaks. So we keep it very simple. Master switch, start button, that's all you need. And we were able to wire in the winch onto the factory thingy-me-bob here. So that worked out good. We don't need the cigarette lighter that was here, because the dealership, when they put the winch on at the front, as when we bought them, because they had to have the winches, they disconnected the cigarette lighter to hook up the winch control. So the mechanic at the dealership just unplugged it. So we couldn't figure out why the cigarette lighter wouldn't work. And here we are in the bush trying to charge up GPSs and electronic instruments. So we've made a thing that clips onto here for the cigarette, or the PowerPoint, PowerPoint or whatever, for you can charge up your items in the wilderness. So that's what we did. So that's why the starter button is there. It's been on there for since 2016, I think. 2015 was the worst year with these things, because we didn't understand them, we didn't know them, we just hauled them back and forth to the dealership, and it was just unreal. Then we learned and figured it out through YouTube videos. Just bypass it, get it done, and make it work. All right, let's go have a victory beverage, because we got it done.
1:30 and I'm back down in the basement cutting up firewood and getting things ready for winter. I cut a bunch and then I go and mix it in with the rest of the wood in my little wood bin. I'll do a video for you guys of that next. This is my wood bin. It's made out of a bunch of pallets, even has a nice little bottom on it too, so nothing gets wet. I wasn't able to use much firewood last year because my wood stove would not work properly, but thankfully we were able to figure it out, so I'll be burning a lot more wood this year. I'm mixing in the wood with all my core boxes and pallets and stuff, so let's get cutting. 2:30 and I was able to get one of my little piles of firewood cut up and put on the bin here. Now I'll head upstairs and get ready to go do mail. I was gonna go up at 2 p.m. but I figured with all this snow the mail truck would be late, so let's head upstairs, let the dogs out quickly, and wait for 3 p.m. and I just got the quad out. Now I'll head up and do mail and go over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to. Not snowing as bad now, but it is pretty windy and getting nasty out there, so I better get going. Just after 3 p.m. and I made it to the kingdom. There was nothing in the mail today. I don't even think the mail truck came in because of how nasty it is. The roads are also pretty slippery. I had a fun time getting to the kingdom. Now I'll head down to the host shack and see what my dad's up to. Almost 3:30 and I'm officially done in the kingdom. My dad's just tinkering away in the host shack, working on the quad and a few other things, so I'll grab my dog treats and head on back into WHO-ville and do the weather at 5 p.m. I'm going to continue cutting up some firewood and get a fire going when I get back to the house.
Okay, it's 5 o'clock and I think we got the quad done. Yes, we got it done. We got it together. I even had to go to this parts trader and get the little plastic thingy bobs that hold the panels on right down there. Okay, so over here we got the oil gun out because the front axle U-joint for the 4x4 is gone. It's kind of loose, but it's oiled up. And I didn't order a second U-joint. I'm not sure why. I must have been drinking or something. So we'll just oil it up for hauling some firewood. And then over here, we wrote on it right there, grease, because down in there is the slip yoke. Yes, the slip yoke. Yes. So the only way you can get it greased is if this panel is off. And that's where you check the oil, right there. So if you look down there, you have to look way down there, just like the Friendly Giant. Mud, debris, and everything gets on there. So you have to blow it off with the air hose before you check the oil. Yes, that's one of their great inventions of this thing, other than the battery underneath and a few other things. All right, let's walk to the back. We have the wood stove going. It's pumping out some heat. I just turned it right down because it's getting hot in here. Yes, I had to chill it off in the hose shack here because I was working on with gas. I didn't want the electric heaters on and a few other things. So here we are. In almost 10 years of ownership of these things, we've never changed the axle on this side, okay? It never wears out. It's always this side. You can see the gasket go. It splits the rubber and it wears out. So we mark on them when we change them, but we figured out instead of waiting for them to fall apart, if they split, pump them full of grease and gasket go, and you can probably get some more use out of it. We were buying these axles down in Florida through, I think it was axles.com or something. And we were getting them, how would you say, snipped to the end of the world. But that was back in 2019, I think, or 20 when we last bought. I wouldn't want to price out these axles now. But this thing is just, how would you say, use them up parts and go again. It's unreal how much money you toss at this thing for the little amount of use you get. Okay, the lovely ladies are going to wish me good night or goodbye because I've done as far as we can do. I'm leaving the oil can up here, so tomorrow when the staff arrive sober, we can go out and cut some firewood. Also, too, we have to duct tape this with some good duct tape. Yes, that's all it takes is to hold it together. So we'll get some duct tape, but this one will come in the shop every night so it's nice and warm so we can use it for hauling the firewood. And we have everything to go back to the shop because we didn't have certain items in this part of the whole shack, so we had to go to the other shop and get them. All right, let's say goodbye to the ladies on this side. Yes, there they are. And we have no idea on this fan. If you look at it here, this one's going that way and this one's going that way, so I think it was a struggle, but we hardly ever use it. It was good comments and everything on the YouTube channel, but you just shake your head. How can this stuff be put on the market when it's such junk? Oh wait, that's the new world we live in now. Okay, over in the main shop, we got everything ready to go back over to the storage trailer. This pump here, it's not fully drained or anything like that, so I'll just leave it in the pail and the gas will evaporate. Also too, when you do a height check on these pumps or whatever, okay, the one I took out of the box was higher. I didn't cry because these things are spring loaded. So make sure they go down and up. Oh, see that, Les Nesman? Yeah, make it pump. So you can put it in, push it down, and it tightens up that way, okay? So that works out pretty good. So when you do your inspection to make sure it's the same part, the first thing you'll notice is the height is different. So, but that's okay. It's spring loaded. Let's go put these parts in the trailer, and then we're almost done for the day. We can have a victory drink.
5 p.m. and this is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's negative 1 degree Celsius, which is 30 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. It is still snowing, but not as bad as earlier. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, make supper, and end my day.
Okay, when checked the minutes, we got enough so I can call it quits and drink professionally. We have victory drinks because we got the quad fixed. Yes, it was the fuel pump. Yesterday, I had the choice between a hot ham dinner delivered to my doorstep, and I was 1 minute short, so I put tossed some still photos in to get the 20 minutes required for everyone to have a good nap. All right, this is nice snow. It's a good thing the staff got these log trailers emptied so we can fill them up tomorrow, hopefully. All right, look at the flags. They're a tangled, frozen mess, but that's okay. That's going to be me later. All right, let's go walk the dogs, make a video, and talk to you guys later.